Good evening. Welcome to Straight Talk with Elise White. I appreciate you being here. If you enjoy the content of this channel, I would like to ask you to like, subscribe, and share the videos with your friends and family. All right, so let's get into it. So tonight I want to talk about standards. I want to talk about grading standards in our educational system. Things have changed throughout the years, and I just want to share what I found with you from a span of 1973 to 1983. I was in a particular district, and the categories of what we were graded on is so vastly different from today. Um, like I said, I had to order these records fairly recently, and I was really shocked at what I found. So let me put my specs on. I want to share with you what I learned about myself and about these categories. Now, remember, we're going from 1973, which for some of you seems like when the dinosaurs were alive. I get it, but I'm going to share with you anyway. All right. So let's look at the categories that are on this piece of paper. When I reviewed it, I was I was taken aback. They actually graded me on these things. As an educator, I found this quite interesting. All right, so the first asset at the very top, it says evaluation of social and personal assets. Cooperation. Well, cooperation used to be something that was graded. How cooperative were you in the classroom with your peers, I guess, and also with the teacher in activities as a whole? It didn't really say what activities were based on the cooperation. I just think it probably was overall. The second category was courtesy. Courtesy. How courteous were you to those? Did you say please, thank you, yes ma'am, no sir? Is that a part of courtesy? Having social graces of being able to say excuse me, waiting your turn. Courtesy. We don't have courtesy as a graded standard any longer in our educational system. Wonder if that makes a difference in what we're seeing in society. Just asking the question, don't know. Dependability. How dependable is this person with, I guess, having homework, following through on the things that they said they were going to do? Not really sure what dependability means. Do you have your pencil pouch with you? Do you have paper? Do you have your binder, your book bag? Did you leave your homework at home? Not really sure. But dependability is something that I think we need more of in our society today. Maybe people will show up on time and you won't go to a restaurant and find that 5 employees have called out because they're not dependable. Therefore, you can't get the service that you want in an expedited way. Next, industriousness. How hardworking are you? I did fairly well in all these categories, by the way, just so you know. But industriousness. Are you hardworking or are you indolent? Indolence. Are you lazy? Should that be a category that we have in school today? There are quite a few students that I see that are indolent in nature, don't want to work hard, are not industrious, will not push through. It happens. There's always going to be those few in the bunch. It's just societal. There are always going to be indolent people who don't want to work, right? Initiative. How much initiative do you take to going above and beyond what you're asked to do? How much initiative do you take to do your very best to improve, to look at your paper where you didn't get the best marks and make improvements? Leadership. Now, I will say in the educational system that there are a lot of opportunities for students to develop their leadership skills. There are clubs, there are activities within the classroom where you can exhibit leadership. I think that still goes on at a fairly strong pace in our educational system. Maturity. Now, we don't grade on maturity anymore. Maturity, we have adults who are lacking in maturity, emotional maturity, what is that? What is it called now? Emotional maturity, emotional intelligence, that's a sign of maturity. That's what it is. Here's a humdinger for you, for those of you. Personal appearance. Personal appearance. Now, I'm assuming that means grooming, meaning your hair is groomed. There used to be a standard with that. You didn't walk around with your hair all over the place. You didn't go out with a bonnet on your head or rollers in your hair or your teeth not brushed or just looking a disheveled mess. There was a standard once upon a time that even if you weren't wealthy and you had older clothes, they were neat, they were clean, and they were ironed, right? Once upon a time. Personal appearance, my goodness. Now here's a humdinger for you. If you thought personal appearance was a big one, this is going to get you. Self-control. 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 Self-control was a graded category once upon a time. Wow. Outbursts from young people, yelling, not being able to deal with disappointment was a graded activity once upon a time. It looks like when I was in my younger years, 4th and 5th grade, I got a B. So didn't have as much control. I don't know what that means though, because I don't ever remember yelling out or having a meltdown in the classroom. But from 6th grade on, it shows that I got an A in that area. So who knows what was going on with me at that time? Self-control. What kind of standards do we have in society today with these? Do our legislators and our political figures show self-control? I don't think so. In a lot of cases, I've been very disappointed at how our bipartisan elected representatives conduct themselves in public with each other. Maturity, cooperativeness, all of those things. Is that an indication that this is something we might need to go back to so that we can get things done? I'm really wondering how you feel about that. Now, I might be more mature than a lot of you that are watching the channel. I don't know. Some of you may be my former students. But do you think those categories matter? How do you learn these things today? Who teaches that? Where is it supposed to be taught? It used to be once upon a time that these types of skills were taught at home. Now, not so much. And then apparently from this, it was also taught in the school system. So what have we done? Does this matter? Do these points matter anymore? Are these things that we need to be considering? Or do we just expect that students, people, children, adults even, learn this through walking through life? I go into the store and I see people who lack maturity that are well into their 50s, lack self-control, screaming, yelling, not having control. Is that important? And where do we get these things these days? I thought that they were, because you have to learn how to conduct yourself in public settings, more or less at home. In my era, in the day, that we were taught to have self-control. And if you didn't, you got dealt with. Now, I know that's not a big part of society today, but there was a standard in the household that I came out of that you would conduct yourself in a certain way, especially in public. My parents were like, if you embarrass me in public, I'm going to show you what it is in private. And so we knew when we went out, we conducted ourselves a certain way. So guys, I really want to hear from you, because I look at the things that happen in our society and I'm wondering if some of these foundational things are the reason why we have so much anarchy, lack of control, violence, social unrest. I'm just posing the question. I would like to know what your thoughts are. Well, please like, subscribe, and share if you found this little talk to be a benefit. But I really do want to hear from you. Is there something that you think I should expand upon, expound upon, or talk about? If you think so, put it in the comments, send me an email, let me know, and I'll explore it. Well, for today, thank you for stopping in and with Elise White with Straight Talk. I really appreciate you. Have an awesome day.